Good, y'all. There seems to be some controversy going on between this Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. fight over VADA testing, which is basically drug testing to make sure that both fighters are clean. So this is what Bill Haney said on Twitter this morning. He said, "We offered to start VADA testing today and even paid for it. Brian Norman Jr. wants to wait until August 1st. If you got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to delay. Let's test now." Now, for those that don't know, with Brian Norman's last fight that just took place in Japan against Jin Sasaki, there was no drug testing for that fight. So either fighter, Brian or Jin Sasaki, they could have both been on PEDs and nobody would ever know because there was no mandatory drug testing for that fight, right? So Brian Norman Jr. responds and says, "I'm about to go out the country all next week. When I get back, it's damn near August, so I said, let's start then. Your boy will be okay. This will be a clean ass whooping." Good comeback from Brian Norman Jr., man. So Bill Haney responds and says, "You leaving the country don't stop no drug test, champ. VADA go everywhere. You know that. We offered to start today and even pay for it. But now you talking about August and vacations? You said it'll be a clean ass whooping. Cool. Let's start with a clean ass test." Now that's facts, man, from Bill Haney, man. VADA, they will test you anywhere, bro. You can be in China, Japan, you can be in Jamaica, you can be anywhere, and they will pull up on you, you know what I'm saying, and get you drug tested, man. VADA don't play no games, man. So then Devin Haney stepped in, you know, who Bill Haney is calling Debo, right? Debo, Devin Haney came in and responded to Brian Norman Jr. And he said, "Fuck your vacation. You in the biggest fight of your life. VADA can come anywhere in the world. Sign your paperwork like you said you did already." Now, the reason why Devin Haney said that is because I think like 2 days ago, I think it was yesterday on the Boxing Voice, Ness was bringing up the fact that he heard that Brian Norman Jr. is not signed up for 365 days VADA testing, which is pretty much all year around VADA testing, right? So his dad, Brian Norman Sr., came on the show and said that they already signed up for VADA testing. But apparently they didn't know that Devin Haney, when you sign a fight with Devin Haney after what happened to Devin against Ryan, you have to sign up for yearly testing with VADA or else the fight's not going to happen, because, you know, pretty much Devin Haney and Bill want to make sure whoever Devin fights is a clean fighter, right? Because he took a lot of punishment in that Ryan Garcia fight, you know what I'm saying? Could have died in that fight, right? He got dropped like 4 or 5 times, man. So Brian Norman Sr., he didn't know this, man. He wasn't aware of this, and we actually found out that Brian Norman Sr., when the fight first got announced on the Boxing Voice, Brian Norman Sr. lied and said that his son Brian Norman Jr. is already signed up for VADA testing, which we find out it's not true, right? The fight was announced like 2 weeks ago, and since then they have not signed up for VADA testing, and we're finding out that Brian Norman Jr. wanted to wait until he came back from vacation right before August. Now, a lot of people feel like the reason why Brian Norman Jr. is pretty much holding off this VADA testing is because some people feel like he possibly might be cycling off of PEDs, right? When you're on PEDs, we all know that once you put that in your body, it takes a certain amount of time for it to get out of your body, right? So if he just fought, a month ago against Jin Sasaki in Japan, if he was on some type of PED or steroid or something like that, right, it'll obviously still be in his system. So some people feel like the reason why he wants to wait until August is because he wants to make sure that whatever was possibly in his system, he wants to make sure that it's 100% out of his system by the time that he starts testing, because if he tests positive, then his fight with Devin Haney will be canceled and it won't happen, right? So, listen, I'm not saying that Brian Norman Jr. is a dirty fighter, but the fact that he's being hesitant to get into the VADA testing thing, the fact that you want to wait till August, that makes me think that, you know, you're not confident that your drug test is going to come back clean. Because if you're a clean fighter, right? Because let's be honest, any professional boxer knows that VADA, they can go anywhere and test you, right? If you're confident in yourself and you know that you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, then there should be no hesitancy, right? this VADA testing shit, this should have already been signed when the fight was first announced, like what, a week or two ago. What's taking so long for Brian Norman Sr. and his son to sign this paperwork, man? Now Brian Norman Sr. did come on the Boxing Voice today with Bill Haney, and Brian Norman Sr. said that he is going to try to convince his son to sign the VADA testing, sign up today, but he admitted that he doesn't think his son is going to do it, right? He said he was going to ask somebody else to try to convince his son to do it. And then he said he's also going to try to convince his son himself. But he knows his son, bro. And he honestly, you know, he didn't sound too confident that his son is going to sign up for the VADA testing, right? You saw what he said on Twitter. He doesn't want to sign it until August 1st. So I don't know what's up with that, man. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Do you guys think Brian Norman Jr. is on PEDs? Or do you think that Bill Haney is just pretty much trying to stir the pot? And we got to be honest, man. We can't blame... I know people are going to do it anyway, but we can't blame Devin Haney and Bill Haney for having PTSD about drug testing because, you know, Devin took a lot of punishment in that Ryan fight, man. So they're doing the right things, man. They want to make sure that Devin isn't getting cheated, and they want to make sure that if anything happens in the fight, it's clean, man. So let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Wavy. Make sure y'all subscribe, follow your boy, thumbs up the video. Most importantly, leave a comment. I don't care if it's positive or negative. As long as you leave a comment, that's all that matters, man. I'm out.